Hey, it's Eloy. Thank you for coming back to the design discussion series. Today is an interesting day. I am slightly brain fried from running my own Kickstarter that I've been doing for a little bit here. If you don't know, I have the Ampere 2 Kickstarter going on. I just announced the Table Topics podcast that we're going to be working on. We're going to be recording the first episode this weekend. I've been editing like crazy. I've been writing like crazy, working on a ton of other projects for Urban Shadows and Changeling the Lost and all kinds of things. So the fact that I am tired today, it really should not be surprising. Here we are, and that's actually one of the things driving today's topics, is that RPGs, it's a business. And what I mean by that is there is no, I don't feel good today, so I'm not going to do it. I mean, there is if you are a freelancer who has all the time in the world and doesn't care about their reputation, but me, myself, I do care a lot about my reputation, and the money that I bring in is the money that I use to pay my bills, feed my family, and whatnot. Now, of course, I have a wife, and she brings in money as well. It's not just me. So that's the first thing that you need to do. It's the first question that you need to ask yourself when you are thinking of creating a game, is you need to think, am I wanting to start a business? And this doesn't always apply. I mean, if you're creating a game for another company and you're going to do all of the work and hand it off to them, then that's fine. That's fine. Like, they have the business. It's already there. But anytime that somebody is out there, whether it be on Kickstarter or their own site, or, other crowdfunding or other anything, they're asking you for money to create this project. But it's not just the project. It can't be just the project. It has to be everything else included in that project. So, and that's kind of the thing, is that there is money that needs to be paid in order for things to run smoothly in any business. Time costs money. And a good example of that is when I launched my latest Kickstarter, and that was 2 days ago. I spent both of those days, all day, the entire day, even after my 8 hours was up and my wife came home and she's like, "Are you still on the computer?" But basically, I was manning the Kickstarter. I was responding to emails and messages. I was making up new press releases to send out to places, emailing people, talking to reviewers, just all kinds of stuff. And I did that for 2 days, and I ran myself ragged. And today is like the first day that I've been like, I think I might do something else besides obsess about the Kickstarter today. But those were necessary things, but I didn't get anything else done those days. It was all entirely Kickstarter. Now, this is my job, of course. So, manning that Kickstarter is going to end up generating income and whatnot, but I also have other things I have to do. I have layout that I have that I need to work on for another company who is going to be launching their Kickstarter soon. I have some freelance writing that I need to do for Changing the Lost. I have some editing of my draft that I need to do for Urban Shadows. So, I mean, there's a lot of different things. But this is a business. I have to still do those things. So today, even though I took most of the day to do nothing, I am going to end up doing other things now. So there's no way around it. I have to buckle down and I have to get my work done. Now, if you are thinking about taking your game to the next level and publishing it, you have to think of a few things. You need to think of what you're publishing it under. If you're doing it, even if you're doing it just publishing it under your own name and you don't have a new company name or anything like that, then you have to still do a file, you still have to file your name as a DBA, doing business as, with whatever your local whatever is. So you still have to do that. You have to file that so that they can legally say that you are kind of a business sole proprietor kind of thing. Of course, if you have an actual name, you can also, like a company like Third Eye Games, you can still do a DBA, and then you're fine, but you still need to do that. That's a big deal. You also then need to come up with budgets, and you need to come up with, to make sure that you don't spend all your money on tons of other things. And I can't say that I am not guilty of this at all, but occasionally I have to, you have to reel it back and you have to say, okay, I have to budget. We need this money to go here, this money to go there, this money to go here. But you need to make sure that you are budgeting money for yourself. Unless, see, and this is the kind of the wonky part. When people think about when they're doing it, they go like, how much money can I make? And if you ask any successful small business owner, they will tell you that they took the bare minimum from their company and they invested everything else into the company. And that's exactly what I did with Third Eye Games. For the first 3 or 4 years, all I did was take the money that I made and I put it right back into Third Eye Games. Money I made, put it right back. Oh, I went to a con and made money. Well, the money I spent, if I did make some, if I didn't just break even, if I made a bunch of money at the convention, it goes to more art, more printing, more everything, everything. Only nowadays do I actually make enough money that I can say, well, I'm going to take this money, I'm going to put it back into the company, and I'm going to take a little chunk out for myself. It wasn't immediate, and I don't think that I'd be at this point right now if I had taken all of the money just because and not invested entirely back into the company. But, I mean, there's a lot of other, with business comes expenses, and you need to understand this as well. This is a fundamental fact of business. You have to spend money to make money. When you're trying to come up with a book, you have a lot of expenses. You have the writing expenses, the art expenses, layout expenses, editing expenses. You have printing expenses. You have shipping expenses. But you also have the oops, my laptop just broke expense. You have, the lighting bill expenses. You have paying for gas to go to these different stores to buy supplies expenses. I have a laminator that I bought years ago that I would have never thought. I have a new printer that I have. I had to buy a computer desk. I've upgraded my computer to be able to sustain my workload. There's a lot of different things that come along with that when it becomes professional. But time isn't free either. I mean, think about it. You write hundreds of thousands of words, and it takes you months to do that. And then notice that I didn't list paying yourself for your time, for going on and promoting it. Everything that I've done in the last few days, going and telling people about the Kickstarter and spending my entire day doing it, I don't actually get paid for that. That's time that I'm using in order to hope that it's going to be a future thing, but under normal circumstances, you should get paid for this stuff. I actually do have a guy who helps me with my marketing, and I pay him for his time. I don't really pay myself for my time. I have like a standard wage, and I basically pay myself salary. So I get paid the same no matter how much work I do. It ends up that there are a lot of people who say, I just want to release this game and it's going to be fun. And then they don't treat it like it's a business. And if it's not a business, then that makes it a hobby. And if it's a hobby, then that means that you can flake on it because it doesn't really matter. It's a hobby. And that's where you see a lot of these failed Kickstarters. I just saw a few more this week. People posting and saying, yeah, we ran out of money. We didn't budget this correctly. We had all these extra expenses that we didn't think we'd have. Isn't that funny? What you need to do is you need to treat it like it is a business. RPGs are businesses, guys. It doesn't make a lot of money, but there's money involved. And if you don't take care of that money, it will make you even less money, or have you owing money. And there's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. I mean, that's just how it is. But yeah, I'm going to stop rambling there. Thank you for coming and listening to the design discussions for this week. I apologize that my brain was a little fried and I got a little rambly. But we do put up new videos every Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. If you did like the video, don't forget to hit subscribe and like and all of that jazz. Have a great one.